All right, guys. Hey now. Um, yeah, I am just dicking around, eating a piece of cheese. Can't wait to get the new skins for these cars. What color I want? Is it? Looks pink. Oh, whatever. Who gives a shit, right? So we're gonna jump into Red Bull Ring. See how these new cars are. I'm in the KTM right now, and the KTM has no dash. It's on the wheel. It's like, what is that, the Janetta? I think. So, yeah. You guys are going to have to look at the telemetry on the right side of the screen. If you so choose. Have no setup, but I did start messing around and making one. Let's see. Close that. Store the chat. Pop out chat. Okay. All right. Can you guys see me okay? Hear me okay? I was dicking around with my OBS, so hopefully you can. All right. So current setup. Yeah, let's see how this does. The one big thing you'll notice if you go in an aero, look at the rear ride height. I mean, most of the time, like on the McLaren I use all the time, the rear ride height's like 60 or something like that, 62, some crazy. Yeah, so that's the one major difference I've seen so far. I'm liking this track. Of course, I'm not very good at it yet, but the one thing you'll notice, GT2s, no tire warmers. My pressures are in the 22s right now. That wall right there, that pit wall, is going to kill a lot of people. You're going to come out of the pits and you're going to die. A very sharp turn, especially in a GT2 with cold tires. Like you guys can't see, but let me switch this and you'll be able to see my pressures. They are extremely low. And the GT2s are much faster than the GT3s in a straight line. But the GT3s have the aero that the GT2s are lacking. So they're much faster through the turns. So the times are not that far off. So I can see a bunch of mixed class races going on with GT2s and GT3s. That'll be much more interesting than a GT3/GT4 race. I'm using my lovely dash, and I can see a bug already that Konstantinos is going to have to work out. Because on my dash, if you guys can see it, let's see, I don't know if you could see it, but the red number in the middle is 75. Yeah, that's my brake bias. And if I turn this down, the lowest it's going to go to is like 64. Which, in ACC, okay, it's at 66 now. It's a while to crank it all the way down there. Yeah, 64, but if you look on the bottom right of the screen, it's 44. So initially, I did a couple of laps in this, and I saw that the brake bias was all the way up to 75. I was like, whoa, what the hell? So I cranked it all the way back, thinking that it was only at 64, and it wasn't terrible. My tires are starting to come up to pressure now. Takes about 2 laps or so. We can do a push lap. Track limits on this track are very lenient. Hopefully they don't kill them. They're pretty much just like the Formula 1 track limits. Whereas you can get your inside tire all over the rumble strip. Just don't go over that rumble strip, and I think you'd be okay most of the time. I'm still learning my braking points. I know I drove it a couple of laps, a few laps, 15 laps maybe, something like that, in the McLaren. And in case anybody's wondering to know what setup to use for a GT3 car, just as a base, I threw a Valencia setup on there, and it was really good straight out of the box. I'm sure I can make it a bit better, but it handled really well. This track, to me, really reminds me of a Valencia style track. Oh, a little bit too liberal there with track limits. I do like this track though. Nice open, there's passing spots all over, like turn 1, turn 2. You're coming in here, this is turn 2 I think, I don't know, I'm just calling it turn 2. You can definitely make a pass there. First turn you can. I think that's going to be a spot that people are getting murdered. Turn 2 I think is definitely, this is turn 3 I think. You can definitely pass in here as well, but again, sharp turn, so people are going to get murdered there. And I think here as well, you can throw it up the inside of somebody, and then you have the inside line, hold them on the outside. Oh, and you can make the pass coming into this turn. You can complete it here, and then this one again, if you get a good run out of here and someone else doesn't, you got a nice opportunity to pass up here on the right. But this is a fast turn, so you're going to have to be careful. But you could definitely force somebody wide out here and then complete the pass. And there's a bump. I was just about to say there's a bump right there that unsettles your car on the outside of the track just before you want to turn in. Keeps catching me out. That corner you can take faster than you think. Adjust my pressures just a bit on the left. And this corner is tighter than you think. You really gotta wait to get on throttle. Even though the track limits are very generous, it'll push you wide. It'll invalidate your lap. Brake so much later in the GT3 than you can in this car. That was way too late in this car. I think like the aliens doing the mid 27s on this track. I haven't even gotten a valid lap yet. At least try and get a benchmark in here. Yeah, you want to stay off of that outside there before you turn in. The bump will kill you. But if you race this with the onboard wheel, you'll be okay. You'll be able to see your telemetry. Or if you have a DDU, you see your telemetry. Other than that, maybe a bit of an issue. A little bit late on the brakes there. Oh, got my right side tires over. So that's invalid. You don't use a lot of fuel here. This, I'm going to say this KTM uses very similar to the McLaren in amount of fuel consumption. Supposedly this is a 5-cylinder Audi engine that's in this car. Probably one of the smaller engines. KTM usually uses a small engine and relies on their aero and handling to make a competitive car. Try and get a valid lap. I know I got that one, but it was kind of shit. Alright, let's try this again. What do you guys think about this so far? How do you guys feel about this track? Can't park there, sir. Jeez. Well, that screwed this lap. Roger doing Roger things. Yeah, you can really get on the power a lot earlier in the McLaren, the Mevo. Keep braking a bit too late there. Alright, so let's see these pressures. 27, so I'm going to go down 2 clicks, down 1. These ones look okay. Alright, let's try this again. That's pretty much 2 wasted laps. As you wait for your pressures to come up. These are 22 on the left, 21.7 left rear. Yeah, that corner is going to kill people. This car almost has a hint of a Porsche sound. That really loud gearbox whine. It's not really loud, but that's what it reminds me of. Really, like you forget that your tires are so cold, so under pressure. It's really easy to overdo it. So if you're in a race, pit stop race with the GT2, I always mess around and say outlap critical, but your outlap is definitely going to be critical. So after a lap, my tires are still 24.8 the rear, 24.9 on the right rear, 25.5 and 25.6 on the front. So still nowhere near where they need to be to get any kind of real performance out of them. So your first 2 laps could make or break your whole race, because there's no tire warmers in GT2. Still don't have the grip that you need. So why did my brake balance go back to 55 when I had it at 44? I didn't load the setup again, I just went into the pits. I think it stops a lot better with the brake balance all the way back on this ATM. Obviously I have no data on tire wear or anything like that. My fronts are up to pressure now, but my rears are still a bit low, but at least I should be able to turn it in. Oh, watch out for that stupid yellow sausage there. Kind of brutal. See if I can get this into the 29s at least. Only be 2 seconds. Spa and Nürburgring, huh? I guess it's good that we just did Spa. Well, may not have been that bad of a nerf. So that means all the BOPs are out the window. Yeah, I never raced here. If I did, I don't remember racing here, Canuck. This is pretty much a brand new track for me. I want to at least get into the 29s. I know I can do that. I think I have to brake a bit early so I can get on the power a little bit earlier there. Broke a little too late. Definitely have to brake a bit earlier than you think in these GT2s. Wait for the front of the car to hook. Brake too late again. Keep braking too late everywhere. think my pressures are good now. Oh, got on too early. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this car handles against other cars. The GT2s. I think GT3s will shit all over it. Cars are definitely faster than GT3s in a straight line. Alright, let's try to get a 29. That was shitty. I like how the KTM has mirrors inside and outside. There's like digital mirrors on both doors. A little too late on the brakes again. Invalid. Okay, so there's, I guess if you hit the sausages, it's invalid. Just hit my brake markers. I'll be okay. Way too deep. Damn it. No. Just when you think the front end is gripping, it just doesn't. Whereas like you can sort of feel it in a GT3 when it's starting to grip. Just when you think it's going to. In this car, you gotta wait a beat and then it grips. So whoever this rates is, it's down to second faster than me. It's definitely timing the car. Oh, it's a different car. He's in the Maserati. Oh, missed it. And I don't have enough fuel for another one, so. Let's try the Maserati, shall we? Alright. I don't think you get a lot of choices in the colors. So it's this one. But for a setup, I don't think it's. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is the one that is already a setup. This is for 23 ambient. Let's give it a try. What is that car? Holy shit. Oh, he's got his TC cut. So let's go. I don't want a TC cut. I don't know why those guys do that shit. Engine map. Where's my TC cut? I see ABS, TC. Oh well. Danny, how many times I have to tell you you are the shipwreck? Well, this feels a lot different than the KTM already. This feels like I'm driving a yacht compared to the KTM. It just handles so much more, like from like a sports car to like a old Cadillac. Gearing is much different. Oh, lot of rear bias. Holy shit. See, the bias is wrong on this too. It says an ACC 62, but on my dash 67. Yeah, the back end is really squirmy on the braking. Maybe it's just because the tires are cold. This does remind me, sounds a lot like the Ferrari. I just don't think it sounds as terrible as the Ferrari. I think this is the way probably the Ferrari was supposed to sound. It definitely sounds like they just stole the Ferrari engine note. Changed it just a little bit. I don't know what the setup he did, but back end is super sketch. As soon as you tap the brakes, the back end wants to go around. See if I die over here. Yeah. Back end wants to snap right there. And right there, anytime you're turning in and on the brakes. Just 65 on the bias. Yeah, the back feels very light. As a KTM, it felt very planted. What did I say? Didn't I say bias? Because it's already up on 65. I mean, so far, I mean, maybe it's just this Jardier setup. But I like the KTM more. But knowing Maserati, they have this huge lump in the car that's making triple the horsepower, and that'll probably wind up being faster. See, back end wants to oversteer like crazy on turn-in. Yeah, so far, I mean, I've only driven this in KTM, but I don't know that. Yeah, it's fast in a straight line, but turning is another story. I just don't know if it's the setup that he's done or what, but the back end is really light on braking. So if you do any kind of trail braking, the back end just wants to swap ends on you. Even in a straight line, you can feel it getting switchy. Sometimes it feels shit, sometimes it feels good. It's gonna be one of those cars. Right there, I mean, you don't even have to turn in there because the back end wants to go loose. All you have to do is control the slide. What's the market? 707 horse, I think they said yesterday. Fuck you, Moffat. I'll be driving that too, I think. You said you didn't like it. I said it looked cool as shit. You said it's the most hideous thing you've ever seen. So, you're not allowed to drive it now. This just doesn't have any of the grip that KTM has. And again, I'm sure this is probably a faster car because the KTMs historically have been slow in straights and rapid through the corners. So I'm sure every other car in the GT2 pack will beat it in a straight line, but through the turns is where it's making its money. This thing's just oversteer as shit through the turns. So it's undrivable. It's not hideous. It looks like a KTM. Yeah, I don't know why they have a 7th gear. I mean, maybe Paul Ricard? Where else are you going to use it? Maybe the Nürburgring? Like the proper Nürburgring, the Nordschleife? Oh! Yeah, I'm not... Right now, this setup, I'm not really feeling this car. Oh, he's in a 28 Force. So who is this rates guy? Because he's proper fast. Oh, my good mate Larson. From Monday. If you're going to be driving the KTM, I bet you're glad you have a DDU now, huh, Danny? Yeah, I heard that too, Canuck. And there's a BOP that they implemented. We'll see how screwed up it is, because I'm sure they killed at least one car and made a meta car. Oh. Couldn't stop for shit. Cold tires on them marbles. Still can't stop. And you guys finding the bump right there on the left in that last turn? Because it's helped me out a few times. If you turn in just a bit late, there's a bump there that will just unsettle your car. So the 296 has turbo lag now. Oh, missed that. Is this turn a late apex, or do you want to hug the inside turn? I know this one you want to hug inside here and open it up. I'm having mixed results with the previous corner. There's a bump right there. And if you're turning in on the trail braking, it's tried to kill me a few times. And I have to keep remembering to get on the power there. Keep missing that one. A Porsche Roger is like catching me up like nothing. I'm breaking myself. Yeah, I haven't even tried the rest of the cars, but I think I'll give the KTM its fair shake first. It sounds like an Audi and a Fiat had a baby. Man, you brake just a little bit late there and destroys it. I mean, the Merc's fast. I've seen plenty of people drive it, and then the cornering is shit. I would rather have a car that's a bit slower and good in the corners. That's just me. If I could hit my brake points, that would be great. I thought I had 707 horsepower. Talking about the Mercedes, right? Oh, there's an apex there somewhere. Just missed that yellow demon. Oh, the Maserati has 500. Yep, makes sense. What's the KTM have? Do you know? 200? That'd be about on par for a Maserati. That's what I'm in now, the KTM. GT2. Man, I still miss my brake. I'm gonna brake so much earlier than you think. That's why I don't have my bias back like I like it. That's why it's not stopping. The KTM is 500 horsepower. This thing. Yeah, I think the balance is... brake bias is good if all the way back in this car. Seems to stop much better. Try again. See that? You make one little change to your brake bias. Well, I mean, it was a huge change. Went back 11 full points. And now it's slowing down like it should. Craig and Dan, you guys just keep running 55. Don't you steal my 44. go a little too much. Damn it. Tried to cheat it just a bit too much. Invalidated. Carson up ahead is no slouch. And he's not pulling away in that Maserati. I don't think I'm gaining at all. Oh, got a little bit too loose there. I wonder if they fixed the draft at all. Oh, got that stupid dragon tooth. Almost sounds like a motorcycle. $17.99 US. So what does it come with? 6 cars and a Nürburgring? I think it's 6 cars. Let's see. It's worth it just for the track, you know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars, yeah. Plus, you're going to get an update regardless, and it's going to be the BOP. So, all these other cars hopefully will be nerfed and buffed accordingly. And I heard the Nissan, and also the what's the other one? Toyota. I think is both of those have become more competitive, because if you look, the Lexus is like, they just did the qualifying for Daytona, and I think the Lexus was like number 1 and 2 in their classes. They were fast. Last time I saw it, they were fast. The Daytona race is going to be this weekend. So I mean, Lexus is still out there doing this thing, and it's dead. It's dead. Hey, thanks for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. So, and I took the Lexus out one time at what was that, Coda, for like 5 laps, just to try to slap a a setup together for someone, and it felt really good. It was just dead slow. So hopefully they did something with that, and like this car will become alive again. I wouldn't mind driving it, actually. It sounds really good. The gears are a bit shit. There's a couple of gears that are really low. But yeah, I wouldn't mind driving it. Because I mean, it's still kicking ass in the real world, so if they can get it competitive again, I think you're going to start seeing a lot of Lexuses pop up on the grid, because it sounds good, handles good, the brakes were good. It was just dead slow. But yeah, I think that's it for me now. Just dicking around. What time is it? It's 1:30. So in about an hour and a half, I'm going to stream, and I'm positive that we are going to. Let me just check. Mentions, announcements. Yeah, so there's going to be 3 20-minute races at the Red Bull Ring. 8-minute qualies, 20-minute races, multi-class. You can turn up in anything. So I may try running the KTM and the McLaren, and who knows what else. Maybe I'll try something different. Maybe I'll try the Lexus. Yeah, maybe I'll try that Lexus. Actually, let's go in the Lexus now before I turn this shit off. Let's do any cool liveries. There's only 2 of these. Scottish pasties. So I guess it doesn't even matter. I don't even have the liveries. It doesn't even matter. I don't know. Let's just go with this one. Cool. And I just want to see what it feels like. We'll just slap a setup on there. Top 10 overall, you think? Let's go in aggressive. Electronics. One tires. It's usually set for like 23-ish. Fuel. It's already got. Use that mechanical grip. Try that. Let's see if this still works. And the arrow 3. Let's take this down. In class, I don't think there's that many running in class. But I hope it does the top 10. Sounds good. Let's see how it handles. I forgot I got to brake a lot later now. It just feels like it has no balls still. For the Red Bull Ring? Really? 17-year-old must be nice. Is there anything for Valencia? If you have a Valencia setup, send that over. The gearing in this car is weird. Because the exit out of that turn was way too slow in second gear. That 8-pillar is a bit of a fucking nightmare, I can tell you that. Oh, I missed that. There's an apex there somewhere. Still 130 on a shitty lap. It's competitive. I mean, it's around what I was doing in the McLaren. Yeah, so maybe I'll give this a go. I'd love to drive the Lexus. I've never driven it, really. More than 5 laps. No one else is driving it, so why not? Do it with a bit more turn in the front. Back end, probably less downforce even, because the back end feels really planted. Yeah, it just feels too slow, but I think first gear is going to be too short, and I'll have to shift right away. Yeah, I should be in third gear, I think, through there. I just lost a bunch of time staying up in fourth. Stay in fourth here so I don't have to shift. Down to third, yeah. It needs a bit more turn in. kind of liking this track. Lots of places to overtake. Also lots of places to outbrake yourself. Track limits are really lenient. Definitely look at that time I'm gaining by coming out of there in third instead of fourth. Oh, overshot that corner. Not sure what's going on there. In class. There's an overall and then there's an in class. I don't remember seeing that, but I don't do a lot of mixed races. $29.0. Let's see what the KTM does versus this on the straights. Pulling away slightly. But in the corner, I pull it back. Even at that shitty corner, I pulled a little bit back. Yeah, I'm going to give this a go in the race. Funny thing is going to be is no matter where I qualify, I'm going to have a huge advantage on first two laps because I'll have pressure and temperature. Park there, Colin. I think he tried to brake where I did. Can't do that. Yeah, I really do like this track. A little too wide there. All right. All right. Yep, so that's that. So I'm going to fuck off for a while, and I'll be back to the normal race stream in about an hour. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Till then, see ya.